Herschel, how are you?
Hello there, Dan. How you doing?
Well, we just had a Heisman draft, and yep. All right, let me give you the draft here. So, Paulie, let's see. You took Roger Staubach, and then you took.
I took Herschel as my running back at the end of the second round.
Okay, so the running backs that went in front of you were Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, O.J. Simpson, and I think that's it. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's fine. Because I always catch up to all those guys whenever we have any competition, so it's no big deal.
Well, as you point out, as fast as Bo was, Bo never beat you in a race.
And I've always beat him, so yeah, that's true.
Who would you want to race, though, all time? At your peak?
All time in a foot race?
Yeah.
Well, what's so funny is, I've raced Olympic guys. Remember, I ran track, so I was racing Carl Lewis and all those guys. And if guys remember, I beat Carl in a race in Dallas, in the Dallas Times meet. And that's why, I hear about all these guys running a 4.1 and all that. I've heard Dion and Bo say that they've ran a 4.1 before. And I said, guys, those guys never beat me in a foot race. So I'm trying to figure out how did they run a 4.1, and I know I've never been caught at a 4.1 before.
Were you faster than Dion?
Oh, yes. No, not a doubt.
But do you think you could have won a gold medal, Herschel?
I don't know whether I could have won a gold medal in track and field, but, I ran with the fastest guys in the world, and I beat a bunch of them. And one of the things about it is, people used to always were amazed that I was this big and can run like this fast. And that's why I tell kids out there, quit reading all this crap about who's best at this, who's best at that, and just go out and do your own thing. I don't worry about what people say or what they do because, like you said, you can pick someone in front of me, but when we line up on the line, let's see what's going to happen. And that's all I ever tell people. You can take him because once we step into the cage or once we line up on that line, get ready to start that starting pistol, let's see what Herschel Walker's going to end up being.
What about the decision to go to the USFL? And we were presenting it, if it was happening today, it'd be like, let's say Derrick Henry said, I'm not going to the NFL, I'm going to go to this new league that's been around for a couple of years. What you did shocked people that you decided you were going to go play for the New Jersey Generals.
Well, you know what it was? I flipped the coin. I flipped the coin whether I was going to stay in college or go to the USFL, and it came up for me to go to the USFL. But I tell people to think about this for one moment. Let's stop and think about this for one moment. If I had stayed in college, which would have been okay, but first of all, they was making more money in the USFL than they were in the NFL at the time. But second of all, I think when I got to the USFL, people saw that Herschel Walker can do a lot of things. I think one of the things people have forgotten about me is that, guys, they forgot that I caught a lot of passes. I broke the Cowboys' all-time receiving record as a running back my first year with the Cowboys. And people forgot that I can do those things. And if I had not gone to the USFL, I don't think people would have ever known that I can do those things, just like returning kickoffs and doing all those things. I remember Coach Mike Michaels, one day I was at practice, and the quarterback, how you warm it up, and the quarterback threw me a pass, and Coach Michael goes, Herschel, I didn't know you can catch the ball. And I said, Coach, y'all never threw me a pass. And that's when they started lining me up out wide, running routes and doing all those things. But a lot of people forget about that I played a lot of different positions when I was with the Cowboys, and I did a lot of different things. And I think that's what kept me in the league a long time.
Did you actually
if I stayed in it,
Did you actually flip a coin?
I did. I flipped the coin to whether I was going to stay in college or go to the USFL. And I also flipped the coin to decide what school I was going to go to. And I also flipped the coin to decide whether I was going to go to the military or even go to school. And people think I'm crazy for doing that. And I said, what's so strange? And Dan, I'm a strange person anyway. I tell people all the time, I say, guys, I was raised in the church. My mom used to always tell me that if your heart and your mind is pure to the Lord Jesus, it don't matter about your decision because God will make it right for you if you got the right frame of mind. I realized that I had talent. I don't know what kind of talent I had, but I was going to go in and I was going to work hard no matter what I've done or what I was going to do. And that's all I relied on is going out to work hard, and that's all I ever rely on is, guys, no matter what, you're going to get the best out of Herschel Mark as you can. I'm not there to entertain anyone. I'm there to do my job.
Give me the running back that you would start your team with, aside from you. You can't pick you.
Okay, I think Barry Sanders will be one. I think I'm going to start with Barry Sanders. And you talk about guys in the Heisman Trophy. I think Barry Sanders will be one. And I never watched football that much. So I never really watched OJ play. So I love to take OJ, but I've never seen him play. I just heard about him and I've seen tapes of him. But I think I'm going to take Barry Sanders as one. I think Barry Sanders is absolutely incredible. And then Bo Jackson is going to be there. Bo Jackson is a guy. I like Bo's attitude. His attitude of he's got the same attitude that I have. He loves to win. He's a competitor. And when Bo steps out there, he's stepping out there to win. He don't step out there to play games or anything like that. So I love that attitude.
It's good to hear from you again. Thank you for calling in with our Heisman draft. And congratulations.
I know you guys are working. Well, pick me first, because I want to get it done for you.